Hi everyone, Amanda Roberts from Return to Source Wellbeing, and welcome to, what have we got? Video 5 in the Liquid Crystals video series. In this one, I'm answering the question, what happens if you find that you're having a really big emotional response to one or all of the crystals that you're taking? And also, on the flip side, these don't really feel like they're doing anything. Should I keep taking them? So first of all, I've had people take the liquid crystals, remedies that I've thought would be really straightforward and simple and easy and gentle, such as rose quartz. Now, rose quartz is the crystal of forgiveness, and so for most people that's not going to be a huge drama. But of course, if you're holding on to a lot of resentment, resistance, not forgiving yourself, not forgiving somebody else, then that crystal is going to try to go to work to get you to release that resistance. And depending on how hard you're hanging on to your lack of forgiveness, you might find taking rose quartz quite difficult. And so I've had people say things like, every time I take rose quartz, I'm an emotional meltdown mess. And that has been quite surprising in some instances. So what to do if you find that you're having that sort of experience? First of all, once again, talk to your practitioner. They can help you. Secondly, don't stop taking your crystals. And just allow yourself to experience what you're experiencing. So like the whole point of all of this healing work is that it's working to release trapped emotions, trapped stresses and suffering that you've been holding on to consciously or subconsciously. And if it's subconscious, then you might be thinking, my life's pretty good, but I've got this neck pain, or I've got this jaw pain, or I can't seem to stop having headaches, or, there's all sorts of different ways that pain and suffering and, suppressed emotions show up. The point of taking the crystals is to help bring it up gently. However, if you've got a resistance to doing healing work gently, if you think you have to do it in a way that feels hard and harsh, then you may have that experience with your crystals, and in which case that's something that I would then investigate in the next session I have with a client. Let's work on, healing can be gentle and easy versus strife and difficulty, yeah? So really good to be in contact with your practitioner to let them know how you're going. The other thing that happens sometimes is that people will say, yeah, I didn't really notice any difference. This does not mean that the crystals aren't doing anything. I can guarantee you that they are. Why might you not feel the benefits or the changes happening in taking liquid crystals? There's a couple of reasons. One is your resistance. So in the case of an emotional release, there's your resistance being met and struggled with and, released. But in the case of really holding on really tight to how you're feeling and suppressing how you feel and not wanting to deal with your trauma, sometimes the work of the crystals is very subtle, so that, because maybe you're not ready to have that stuff be pried loose yet. So they're just going to work on a really mellow, subtle level. So the first answer is, if they feel like they're not doing anything, don't stop taking them. Just keep taking them and have faith that something's going on in the background, and just be cool with that. Like, we don't have to have big emotional responses to everything that happens to us in the healing realm, yeah? So it's okay for healing to be subtle and gentle and easy. So please, even if it feels like your crystals aren't doing anything or aren't working, just keep taking them. Take them through the whole cycle and see how you feel at the end. So I remember that the first time I ever took liquid crystals, that I didn't really feel much of the benefits of them. I was like, this is kind of interesting. I do tend to see myself as a bit of an experiment, so I didn't dismiss them out of hand just because I don't notice them. Also, because I am aware that sometimes healing happens on a really subtle level. Then, as I started to take additional rounds of crystals, what I noticed was sometimes some crystals would be helping me release emotions Sometimes just even taking the crystal would bring up everything that's in opposition to the simple purpose of the crystal. So say the crystal is peach calcite harmonized, everything that wasn't in harmony would come up on that day or even the day before, and it'd be like, oh my God, my life feels like anything but harmony. And so in working with them, then that's actually helping to release and free those things that are in harmony. And the way we do that is by bringing it to the surface so that we can see that, have the light of consciousness shine upon them, and then you can see what you need to do about it. So please keep taking your crystals, even if you're having an emotional response or if you're not having an emotional response. Please get in contact if you feel like you don't know what to do, or if you need some support to slow down the process so it doesn't feel so hard, yeah? These are all really important things. So thanks for listening. Next video, what do I do if I have leftovers at the end of my 21-day cycle? What do I do with them? Good question. Really, really glad you asked. I'll talk to you all soon.